Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. One of the best memories I had in my childhood is watching Predator. Not only was it because I was 7 years old and watching an R-rated movie that did an awesome job combining slasher films, action, and science fiction, it was one of the first times I watched a movie with my uncles and my father all at the same time. Yes, early male bonding. I also got my first taste of beer thanks to my dad while watching Predator. Yeah, I don't suggest parents giving their 7-year-old kids beer to sip. Just saying, disclaimer. And I was so excited sitting on my dad's lap, like, oh my God, it's Arnold. Oh my God, Apollo Creed. Oh my God, Selling for 48 Hours. Oh my God, the black guy from the Commando. And then when I saw the Yautja, aka the alien, seriously, what's up with people on YouTube calling it the Predator alien? It's called the Yautja. You know, you guys did all that other research. You could have researched the name of the alien race. Anyway, when I first saw the Yautja, I noticed the hair immediately. I was like, oh my God, that alien has the same hair as the people that go into the abandoned building down the block. Yeah, my dad beat me after the movie because I wasn't supposed to go down there, in retrospect, because that was actually a crack house. New York City in the 80s, everyone. Anyway, so, yeah, Predator, happy time period in my childhood. Predator 2 came out, and I'm of the minority and the unpopular opinion where I actually love the movie. It's actually one of my favorite direct follow-up sequels to the original. But I must admit, not only is it because it took place in an urban setting and it had a black male lead, I actually first saw a comic adapted to a movie that was not a superhero-based movie. You see, I was at my uncle's home, and he actually had a stack of comics, and one of them, well, a few of them, were Predator comics. And with the Predator coming out on Friday, I figured, why don't I just cover the first comic book story arc that the Predator appeared in? Predator Concrete Jungle. So Predator Concrete Jungle opens where Detective Rachi is basically putting somebody into custody who just killed his wife. And he's giving his monologue about how it's 1989, heat wave, and gang war is breaking out. And then he goes into the car with his partner, Detective Schaefer. Now Rachi is middle-aged and he has a bit of a stomach, where Schaefer is like, tall and hugely built. And, Schaefer is very, very keeps to his selfish. And they get a call about something going down in the Bowery, which is an area in Lower Manhattan. And when we get to that place, we see that there's a gang negotiation going on, and led by this two rival gangs, one of them led by someone named Carr. And when the negotiations are not going too well, one gang member ends up getting shot with, the Yautja's signature heat cannon, plasma cannon, actually, to be specific. And then one gang was like, oh my God, it's an ambush, and then they look to the other guy, and the other guy's like, whoa, 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 I ain't calling no ambush. And one person looks out the window, and he gets snatched up, and then next thing you know, you hear people yelling and screaming, and then moments later, the police come by, and Rachi and Schaefer are about to go in, but they're told to stand off because, until the captain arrives. That is until one body gets tossed out the window, landing on a cop car, causing the two detectives to barge in, and what do they witness but a lot of dead bodies strung up and skinned, with the exception of one person, Carr, who bolts for Schaefer, since apparently these two might have a beef, and they fight, and Carr actually ends up escaping. The captain comes in and is basically barraging, Schaefer and Rachi. Apparently there's some bad blood between those two. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyway, so we cut to a subway where basically a bunch of execs are, and a bunch of upper middle class people are talking and all. And then the lights go out in the subway, Another nod to the 80s in New York City. And then next thing you know, one person actually ends up getting attacked because people start reaching for their weapons, because that's when people got robbed a lot, in the subways. And the next scene, we actually see the two detectives at the subway car, and all those bodies strung up like the last time. Notice the gang fight and the subway scene. Ripped directly from Predator 2. It's an interesting insert. Anywho, so the captain is there and notices his detectives, gives them the barrage again, but we see a familiar face within that whole crime scene. General Phillips from the original Predator movie. And General Phillips takes the two detectives aside and basically tells them that, well, specifically Schaefer, that he knows his brother, and he knows his brother very well. So the reason why is because Detective Schaefer is the older brother to Alan Dutch Schaefer, the hero from the original Predator movie. And so Detective Schaefer is asking, what do you know about my brother? I haven't seen him for a couple of years. To which General Phillips says, son, do yourself a favor. Stay away from this. Of course, Detective Schaefer goes to his captain and is like, listen, we got some beef and everything, but I need you to contact this guy. There's something weird going on. Captain's not hearing it and is about to call the chief to reprimand Schaefer. Schaefer, showing how buff and strong and manly he is, punches the phone, breaking it, and tosses his captain around and bounces with Rachi. And they go back to the apartment scene where they're basically Schaefer is actually doing his own investigation with forensics. And lo and behold, what does he encounter? But he encounters the Yautja. And the two of them have a bit of a scuffle where the Yautja puts something on Schaefer's neck and then kicks him out of the apartment. And in the struggle, Schaefer grabs the helmet and he falls, luckily catching some laundry lines and breaking his fall into a bunch of garbage, to which Schaefer is now hospitalized and telling his partner, listen, I fell on a banana peel and something is up. While we see Rachi back home contemplating retiring, since he has 8 years of his pension and living out the rest of his days in the country raising his family, and he gets a knock on the door and sees that Schaefer is banged up still, but says, listen, I gotta go to South America. And I'm going to end the video right here because there's a lot more to go into, but that's the first half of Predator Concrete Jungle. Later, everyone.